How's it going, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of the Locker Room. And this week we're going to have a Champions League special. And with me in the house is the first lady to join us on Top Six Fan TV. She's a Liverpool fan. You'll be hearing more about her, after we kick off. And of course, one of our resident Chelsea fans, Mr. Frobisher. And we will be getting into it right after this.
Oh, he's done it! Cometh the hour! Cometh the man! And it's that one, Bellingham! It's 8 goals in his last 8 Premier League starts at Emirates Stadium. Salah! Wow! What a strike by Mohamed Salah!
Ball down the channel, and it's played into Fernandes in the penalty area. Oh,
Aguero looking for the 1-2 Balotelli. He's won the title.
Haven't they? Here's Harry Kane. Kane goes for it! Oh, what a goal from in business here. Lukaku scores on second debut. It's only taken 14 minutes.
Brilliant. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, welcome to this week's episode of The Locker Room. Feel free to subscribe, like, and share. And we're in for a fantastic show. We have two guests in with us today. Rita, who's a Liverpool fan. Welcome to the show. She's our first lady on the channel, and we're really excited to have her. So, Rita, welcome. You can say what's up.
Thank you, Matthew. Hi, Frobisher. Hi, everyone watching. Happy to be here.
Brilliant. And Mr. Chelsea himself, the man who's in charge of Abramovich's choppers. Welcome, Frobisher. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Matthew. When you said she's our first lady there, I was like, what exactly do you mean? We have a first lady on the show anyway. But then I remember it's her first time on the show. Anyway, welcome, Rita. And Good evening, everyone.
Brilliant. And we'll get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. This show is going to be focused on the last round of Champions League action. Of course, my beloved Arsenal was not involved in that. And, for good reason, we are recharging our batteries and preparing for Aston Villa on Friday. But we'll focus on the top four or the big English four clubs that did participate. And we'll kick off the action at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium in Madrid, where Atletico Madrid welcomed Liverpool in what was a cracker of a game right there, and none other than Mohamed Salah grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck. Rita, what did you make of it? A 3-2 result there, Liverpool victorious. What did you make of that, Rita?
Matthew, to tell you the truth, I didn't see it coming. I thought we were going. I had actually settled for a draw because it was such a struggle. I think we've not struggled that much in the Premier League. No offense, but that penalty was much needed. Before that, Salah's goal wonder as expected. I mean, how do you dribble? And Navigator scored. I actually thought you'd play like 20-30 minutes as usual and get substituted, but yeah, I was very
Which
happy.
he did after the first half.
Sorry?
Which he did after the first half. I think he was taken off.
Done his part. He had done his part.
What did you make of that, Frobisher? Do you think this is will make it to the final?
In terms of competition, Liverpool is at full strength, so I expect them to compete. That one, there is no doubt about it. I'm not surprised. The Spanish teams, I don't think this season they are up for it. Though, of course, this Champions League remains an important competition, so you cannot take anyone for granted. So I cannot say, but they have really not been up for it. I saw Atletico in the league dropping points, and even the wins they had have been narrow escapes, and I think just riding on the horse of champions of Spain. However, they come back from 2 goals down to level it 2-2 showed intent. So that meant that they had it in them to actually compete in that game. However, the red card, which was undeserved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Frob, you raise a very important point there on the red card, right? And I was actually going to ask, do you think it actually stifled Atletico Madrid's resurgence and just laid the ground for Liverpool to actually nick the game, because they were on a roll there, and of course Antoine Griezmann, red card, is the one who scored both goals, and he was on fire.
Yes, and anyway, sometimes it's very tricky in football, but the referees really should be able to view that on the VAR. His leg was already raised to control that ball before Firmino's head went in there to meet with the poor man's leg, and now it's a high boot. Doesn't make sense. So it's okay. I think the players were handling it well, but I think the manager didn't. It felt like the red card, and that negative energy transmits into the team. They felt like they wouldn't compete with that red card. So it's obvious, but the red card did turn the swing of the game. I really felt with Liverpool has been showing that tendency even in the Premier League to leak goals. So Antoine Griezmann has not been firing on all cylinders in the league in Spain. So when he grabs his moment, he would be like Patson Daka. Has never scored, just decided to score 4 goals. So I was kind of bracing myself for a 4-goal thriller there.
Rita, let me ask, Frob, let me just head back to Rita there. Of course, Atletico Madrid also being denied a penalty towards the end of the game that VAR overturned. Do you actually feel that Liverpool were very deserved winners and would have been able to nick that game if Atletico hadn't gotten the red card?
Well, like I told you before, we really struggled. It didn't come easy. That when they denied them the penalty, well, that was clear. It wasn't a penalty, but had it been there, Alisson Becker would have taken care of it. I mean, when we need support, he comes.
Oh my goodness! I need the Fernandez on Sunday. I need.
No. Be serious. Even if they put Fernandez like Becker, I would still believe Alisson Becker will do something. But yeah, if it wasn't for taking off Griezmann, I see them having scored the 3rd goal before we did. Yeah, they were more deserving. They played more intense. And contrary to what Frobisher said, after the red card, those guys still fought. Like they put us on pressure. There was no gap. They filled in quite well, and they played well.
So they will actually be a problem at Anfield.
Yeah, no, but
no. I don't expect them to be a problem at Anfield.
Anfield is Anfield. I mean, at one point, I saw Simeone trying to lift up the crowd, like, you guys, please, let's bring Anfield here.
That's fair enough. And where do you see your chances? How far do you think you'll progress in this season's Champions League? Do you think you'll make it to the final?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now when you look at all the groups right now, we must be having, aren't we the only ones with 9 points?
Yeah, maximum points from 3 games, 9 points.
So far, that's good. However, I don't know. If we face PSG, Ajax, those are my greatest fears.
Ajax is an interesting one. Frobisha, do you think they'll make it to the final?
I think Juventus also has 9. Does Juventus also have 9? Because I know
Yeah,
they
just
beat us. And then Ajax also has 9. I think they've
Ajax has
beaten up on everyone. I forget the other team. So, let's not get excited. Um, but as long as barring injuries to defense, these midfielders and attackers can get injured. Liverpool has depth there, but barring injuries to defense, they are a strong team. They are a strong team. They are amongst my top 4 contenders for this season's Champions League.
okay, excluding Chelsea.
Um, we normally don't make it. Actually, I was thinking about whether we were getting out of the group, but I was just looking at this 6 point, and I think we'll get out of the group. So, yeah, Chelsea is among the top 4 contenders. So I don't know who the other 2 are,
PSG
but
and Man
Chelsea
City.
definitely.
No, let's say PSG and okay, this is my
Mm-hmm,
opinion. PSG and Bayern
mm-hmm.
Munich.
PSG and Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
I would go
Eh,
for
removing Man City is hard. Mm,
but it is possible. I think
but
they will fall short.
mm. It's hard. So
They'll fall short.
it's between Man City and Man City and Liverpool. One of them has to leave the top 4 contenders for me there. Mm.
let me tell you,
There is no room. There's no room for both.
but it's hungrier for Liverpool in Premier League than it is in Champions League. That notwithstanding.
So it should be easier for
Really?
Liverpool in the Premier League.
No, I'm saying Man City is hungrier for Liverpool. Like they play us like it's their last thing to do on this earth.
Mm. Who
Yeah,
doesn't? Mm.
Liverpool, of course,
Chelsea.
Arsenal. I can see you have started trolling.
Uh,
Anyway,
But anyway, on a serious note,
yeah.
if Liverpool and Man City can avoid English opposition, I think in the past, um, what has been Man City's undoing has always been English opposition. They never seem to. I think even that's how Chelsea won. For the past, I think since Pep came, I think they were ousted by Liverpool, then ousted by Spurs, then beaten by Chelsea. I think their problem in the Champions League has been the English opposition. If there's a way they can play the tournament minus them, which I don't think, because now they met Liverpool at quarters, they failed. The other time they met Spurs at semis, they failed. Then this time they managed to avoid English opposition and then met them at Chelsea at finals, they failed. So I don't know.
But do you
Chelsea,
think, yes, Rita, go ahead.
Chelsea disorganized them with N'Golo Kante. That's as far back as
No,
I remember.
Man,
Actually, that game, I think I didn't see anything like that special that Chelsea did. I think it was just the normal modus operandi of Champions League. You can't win it on your first time of asking. It just every person I asked who asked me, will Chelsea win Champions League final last season? I told them yes. They're like, why? Because Man City is appearing for the first time. That's the only reason. Hmm?
Well, at least that bodes well
At
for the next
least,
time Arsenal gets to the Champions League final. Wherever, whenever that will be. But
Hmm?
going
How,
into deep scrutiny on
how do you move from surviving relegation to? Hmm?
Mr.
champion.
Probation? No, I'd like us to go into more, move into Chelsea's performance on the night. They welcomed Malmo from Norway to Stamford Bridge, and had came out with a resounding 4-0 victory there. goals from Andreas Christensen, with a fantastic assist from Thiago Silva, the central defenders pairing up there in the attack, which was great. Jorginho scoring a couple of penalties, and then Kai Havertz, as usual, ever Mr. Dependable for Chelsea, coming in with a goal in there. I think the main issue there for Chelsea, as much as it was a great victory and expected, really, the main talking point out of that game was the fact that Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner came off injured. Frobisher, how much do you think that will affect you in the Premier League in the next few games?
I made my FPL changes early. So I bought Werner and Lukaku, and I was like, wow, all guns blazing. These coming 3-game weeks. And then I watched yesterday's match. First of all, I was disappointed. Tuchel didn't have, he would have rotated that team. I think Havertz and Odoi starting that game, they still win. I mean, that's how Giroud made a name for himself last season. He played all these Champions League games, was scoring left, right, and center. Because Lampard was rotating the team, really. I think those boys are tired from playing consecutive matches. Warner played all the international games for his country. He scored for his national team in all the games. Then comes back, plays that game. Then now plays this one, and then there was the rain. So I was very disappointed. But anyway, in terms of how does it pan out for us as Chelsea? First of all, I'm happy for those wins. I need us to beat Molde home and away, and I'm also praying that Juventus can complete the double against Zenit. That will guarantee us progress into the next phase. Yeah. I don't worry about the top of the table. I don't care if they bring Liverpool or Arsenal. We shall deal with them ably. Yes, but how does it affect the weekend? The weekend you asked, yeah.
Let me first get Rita's opinion on your result and what she thinks about whether Chelsea can make it to the Champions League final again.
I didn't even think of watching the Chelsea game. I actually just watched the highlights, and all that picked off my mind is, how do you have a player who plays 137 games and has scored 1 goal? Anyway, that besides the point. Chelsea would be shocked. Even the last season was a shocker. I don't see them making it to the final, to be honest. Top of the table, it's just 1 point. We shall sort that out as well.
Yeah, she is Frobisha. She's very bullish about the Premier League. You were actually going to say something about the possible impact of not having Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner for the next few matches.
Chelsea shocks me how they turned Lukaku into a star. I don't know whether Manchester United would say the same thing. I
don't think.
How is this guy still saving the game, saving the team? Why couldn't he do what he's doing in Manchester? Is it the passes he's getting in Chelsea? Is it the pay? I don't know how he became a star.
I think they're looking forward to him carrying his Inter Milan form. But Frobisha, tell us what are your thoughts?
First of all, Chelsea has not turned Lukaku into a star. He's just one of our players. He's a squad member that has not scored in the last 4 games, and we are still winning and scoring. He's a good squad member. From the previous shows, I commented that I really didn't think we needed him, and I don't think we are going to miss him in the next games. Warner, I'm still fingers crossed on him. I still think he can play the game on the weekend. But if he doesn't play, I was getting worried by this switch in formation that Tuchel is trying to do, to have a front 2 playing with a flat midfield. For me, it didn't look aggressive enough for me. I prefer the 3-4-3 with the two guys closer to the attackers and the high press. But when you have the flat midfield, there's a little bit of gap between the strikers and the midfield, and it affects the way Chelsea plays. And so I think with Lukaku and Werner injured, we are going to switch back to that high press, all team kind of thing, false nine, and looking at Havertz, hungry and all that. I trust that he's going to fill the gaps very well. This is a chance for Callum Hudson-Odoi to also show what they have. So in terms of depth, Chelsea really is blessed in every department, and so of course this is the first test to see whether our depth is really worth it. So I know that the next 2-3 games, Southampton in the Carling Cup or that Capital One Cup, and then this game over the weekend and next weekend will be a chance for us to show our strength in depth, which I believe is there. It's just sad that Pulisic hasn't recovered in time for this. It would have been a good contender, but we shall see how we move with Mount, ZH, Havertz, and Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm not worried at all about our attacking side because last season I think Havertz led the line a lot without Lukaku. So I actually thought that's why I was thinking we didn't need Lukaku, because between him and Werner, they were trying to manage the situation. But I cannot downplay the influence. I think what Rita was trying to say, well, we have turned Lukaku into a star. Just his presence and that thing that scares Rita so badly. I think that's just helping the team. You know, now the 2 or 3 defenders have to keep an eye on him, and all of a sudden now the other guys can have a chance to. Yes, they just shine over him. And then he looks bad because they are not scoring. But you remove him from the picture, you see the difference. So it's a very good scare factor. He brings back the Drogba effect. I'm happy about that. I was happy that he even has the boldness to try and take free kicks. But I was like, he couldn't be Drogba. Drogba took free kicks, took what? But he did badly on the free kicks. He needs to up his game.
Of course, for me, those were defensive clearances, not free kicks. But let me just highlight your next few games, which is a favorable run, and why I think Chelsea will actually weather the effect of not having Timo Werner and Romelu Lukaku. So you have Norwich this weekend at Stamford Bridge. Then you have you welcome in the Carabao Cup midweek Southampton. Then you have Chelsea at St James's Park. I will pray for you there, because I don't know whether it will be Zinedine Zidane in the dugout or Antonio Conte.
Those managers will embarrass themselves. I'm really praying that Lampard doesn't fall for that too. It's like Ranieri going back to Watford. That's just, the teams are too weak. Until January, maybe. It doesn't matter which manager comes. Those teams are too weak.
Yeah, they need time to build a squad. But and then yes, they do. And then after Newcastle, you have Malmo again in the Champions League, and then Burnley. So I think you have by the time those two return, you'll be now going into a more difficult,
challenging fixtures. I think Man U.
Yeah.
Man U there. Always time.
At the end of November, you have Leicester City. Then you have Juventus coming to Stamford.
And there's an international break. There's an international break in there.
Yes, there's an international break in there. So
there's no way they are not back.
Yeah, they'll be back. But I know we've spoken about Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner being a huge miss. But Rita, this gentleman here, this is right here on your screen, Jorginho, often goes unnoticed, but very pivotal in their run to the Champions League final and enabling them to win it, and also a crucial part of Italy's successful Euro winning squad, and a contender for the Ballon d'Or. Do you think that this guy Jorginho doesn't get the credit he deserves? He's sort of like a a James Milner for Liverpool, or even a Henry for Liverpool?
When you mention James Milner, my heart breaks. He actually doesn't get as much credit. But yeah, I do think he leaves a lot to wonder, because he's not about. He's just there. He's lost in it. But maybe let's wait and see. With all these injuries, let's wait and see. Maybe he'll come up and be talked about.
Yeah, probably. Do you think he deserves to win the Ballon d'Or? Let me put it to Rita first before going to Frobisha.
Ballon d'Or is going to one person. We all know.
And who is that?
Ballon d'Or is Salah's, please.
Wow, Liverpool fans have taken it.
Oh my goodness. Now that you mention it, maybe that explains this surge in form. I was wondering why the guy is trying his level best to pull every trick in the book. He must really be campaigning for the Ballon d'Or now. I think now that makes sense. I was really wondering why this guy is misbehaving. That's not normally. But anyway, Jorginho, for Chelsea, we are using him sparingly this season, but I commend him. He has surpassed my expectations. So the only deep lying midfielders that I have been a fan of, he does not replica them, because it does not remind me of Makelele, it does not remind me of Kante, and it does not remind me of Andrea Pirlo. So I do not know where to put it. Me, when I look at the position that he plays, those are the guys that I admired, and I don't see he has not showed that talent, but somehow he has been present and he has been putting in the shift. So if Ballon d'Or equals achievements or accolades and presence in all, I think he would deserve it. Would deserve it. But
well, certainly not the most glamorous player there. Unlike the other, even you would even argue N'Golo Kante packs more energy and has more directness than him.
But those guys show a lot of footwork. Those guys show a lot of footwork. If you watch N'Golo Kante, Makelele never had footwork, but if you watched, his passing was consistent, right? Yeah. Jorginho is respected a lot for his eye for a pass, but that pass is rare. It's not like a habit that comes naturally.
Yeah, it's more like a Tony
like it's not like that. So it's hard to understand what he brings to the table, but it is there. It is there.
Now there we go, Rita. I think you have your answer. Mr. Jorginho will go to the awards and have some pasta and spaghetti and enjoy.
He will attend.
And watching who the eventual winner will be. Let's move on very quickly to the result from City. They were away to Club Brugge, or Bruges, as some people would call it, and they won 5-1. Goals from João Cancelo, Riyad Mahrez, Kyle Walker in there with a goal, and youngster Cole Palmer. Riyad Mahrez actually getting a brace in that game. So a result that was expected, much like the Chelsea game. Did you see any signs here, Rita, that did show that they will actually make it to, challenge seriously for the Champions League crown this time? Remember, they don't have an out-and-out striker playing most of the time. When they do, it is Jesus. But it's pretty much the same as last season, a band of midfielders.
Man City plays well with their midfield. Their midfield can actually do the job for the front guys. They don't need a wonder striker. They know how to play around with their formation, midfield, and they get the job done. These guys, they will actually make it to the final, if you ask me.
Good stuff. Robisha?
Well, I'm still very concerned about Mahrez. I think he was destined for greater than what Man City has turned him into. But anyway, Man City is a beautiful team. That was a good display. Without Jesus, without Torres, so they generally I'm a Man City hater, so I cannot I do not have lots of positives for them. yeah, but you can you cannot they make you eat your words every time I go to watch a Man City game. It is to Kusunga. So and even after they win, I am not convinced that they deserve the win. But
That
but
is out of
but but they win, and big ups to them. It's good to see Mahrez scoring the goals, though they were not standout. They were not standout performances from him. So
Yeah.
I still feel like the team as a collective unit was what carried the day. So
Yeah.
there was no I cannot say, though I'm happy to see Foden becoming a consistent player, um, which makes me think that if Jadon Sancho had stayed, maybe because I was originally I was like, would Pep give these boys a chance? They had to go and look for greener pastures elsewhere. Yeah, but
Mhm.
the way he has handled the Foden situation, and the way
Cole
he's
Palmer,
kept
the
Jesus,
scorer. Yeah.
yes, yeah, it's impressive. Mm.
inconsistent.
Fantastic. Yeah.
And now Bernardo. Anyway, but Bernardo is just taking advantage of the fact that Iker Gundogan and I forget the other one are injured. So
Yeah. Yeah.
he was supposed to be on the way out, and I know he was frustrated, but now he's looking like the heartbeat of everything. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to his best. He was on blistering
Taking
form.
taking his chances, taking
Yeah,
his
which is a
chance.
good thing. It's always a
Get
good thing
him.
to see. Yeah, let's
Mm.
let's hope they continue with that, and we'll have to move on to Manchester United, and
Wow.
very dramatic
Wow.
game, very dramatic game there. And as you can hear, the wow is going on. Manchester United at Old Trafford welcoming Atalanta, the Italian Minos. Although I don't like to call them Minos these days because they actually command a lot of respect with the brand of football that they play. Gasparini, their coach, actually deploying a very attractive style of play and has and rave reviews and much deserved respect from his opponents. That game ending 3-2. Atalanta taking the lead with 2 goals in the first half through Mario Pasalic and Mary Demiral, the defender who moved from Juventus, before United came roaring back. Marcus Rashford, who has returned from injury, and I think in my view, I believe he's going to be a very important cog for them. Fantastic play from Bruno Fernandes, setting him up, as well as setting Harry Maguire up as well, which was a great one. And then Cristiano Ronaldo coming in the 81st minute to actually nick the victory with a fantastic cross from Luke Shaw. Let me put this question to the Liverpool fan here, as we do know they're fierce rivals. Do you think Ole's job has been saved by Cristiano Ronaldo? Because I believe if he had lost this one, and was facing Liverpool, that would probably have been his last match if he had lost Liverpool as well. So, do you feel that this victory sets them on? Well, first of all, do you feel that it has saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
it has saved him. Like I told you before the show started, it really has saved him, because I think this was probably his last shot to do or die. Whether he's using Ronaldo, I don't think anyone in Manchester United is using Ronaldo to maximum capacity. He's not getting his right passes. He's struggling to fit into the team. He hasn't yet. We're actually not yet seeing the real Ronaldo, if you ask me. He still has. There's still a lot of him left that Manchester is not taking advantage of. Ole in. Whether he's a fierce rival for Liverpool, Ole is on. It's only a matter of time. I mean, he needs to find a way. There is Ronaldo and get the goals coming in. You about Rashford being also getting better, and since his injury, well, even Rashford at his peak, Rashford is not consistent. He he's good in like 1, 2, 3, then stops. One game, then stops. So even Rashford himself, it's just he's a two show wonder. The next 3 games he'll be out. So
you better pray. You better pray they're not on form when they get to meeting you, which is going to be very soon. Frobisha, what are your thoughts on this game? Do you feel? Yes,
we're
Rita.
meeting Sunday.
Yes. And we're going to come to that as the last point. I'll just come back to you. Frobisha, what are your thoughts on this game? And do you feel United have actually turned the tide?
Well, I expected there to be very many goals in this game. First, because both teams have very fake defenses. As if you follow Atalanta in the Serie A, they do score many goals, but they actually win games by outscoring their opponent. So I expected this a similar thing to happen today. However, the way in which it happened was unexpected, because I actually expected them to be the ones coming back, as Manchester is setting the pace. But to see them go ahead 2-0 was just a total surprise. But I expected Manu to score some goals. I did not expect them to come back totally. But anyway, I am liking Social's bravery with his squad selection, and it's necessary to always change something, shake up the players a bit. When Pogba comes on, he does not play the same way he plays when he has started. He feels offended that he has not started. Those are small things, but the coach should do them to help the team to push it. What I'm feeling is I don't know whether he has turned the tide, because the list of fixtures is still
Quite.
like at 5 5 consistently, but we'll pray for him to my worry actually is the starting 11. What is Manchester United starting 11? We have Cavani back, we have Rashford back, and now it's going to be hard to pick. Scott is there, Fred is there.
CR7.
The whole team basically.
Yeah, it looks like I know that CR7 and Bruno are assured.
Yes.
But who plays around them, and how are they going to play around them is the
Something
$1 million question that will decide Social's neck.
Brilliant. We have to move into the predictions for the upcoming fixtures over the weekend in the English Premier League, and we'll kick it off. We'll continue with the Man United theme, and since we have a Liverpool lady here, I will ask Rita, what is your prediction for the game at Old Trafford? Manchester United welcoming Liverpool this Sunday. What's your prediction on that game?
I'll go for 2-1 Liverpool, definitely.
2-1 Liverpool. I will look you up after the game. Frobisha, what's your prediction?
Purely as a Chelsea fan, I will take the prediction to be a draw, 2-2. It's going to be a 2-2 draw because both defenses are weak, and but I don't expect them to be that horrible as to allow a team to win. So it's a 2-2 draw for me.
You want to open up a can of worms at the end of the show. The defenses are weak. Liverpool's defense, I don't think it's as weak as Man United's at the moment.
Are you sure? Liverpool has conceded average 3 goals per game for like 3 games, similar to Man U. There's no difference.
Let us move on. I don't want us to open a can of worms here. Predictions. I will invite you back after that round of fixtures. On Sunday, we have West Ham United welcome Tottenham Hotspur to their stadium. Yeah, so that's also a crunch game. Rita, what's your prediction for that? West Ham versus Spurs.
3-0.
3-0
Tottenham.
Okay, that's being brave. Frobisha.
Yeah, I also think Tottenham should edge that one. West Ham, I was looking at their lineup today. They have really rested most of the team. So did Spurs and lost. It's rotated too much and lost. But I think Spurs will win that one because he has actually figured out the right team to play with. That is get rid of Dele Alli and play with anyone else, even Dembele, even if it's not Dembele, anyone else but Dele Alli makes Spurs good there. So they are on the right track there. They can edge it, but it's going to be hard. So it's just 1-0. Let me go for 1-0 Spurs.
Okay. I think for me, I think anyway. Let me reserve my comments on predictions. Let's move to Chelsea Norwich City. Chelsea Norwich City. Rita, do we see a win for Norwich finally at Stamford Bridge?
These small teams have a way. Yeah? These small teams pray this time. It makes that way.
Let's wait and see. What's your prediction?
That way, but let me. If I'm to predict with my heart, I want to predict 1-0 to Norwich. But
all right.
If I'm to predict with facts, it will be a Chelsea win.
Chelsea win 2-0.
That's with the head. My heart I'll go.
I hope this is not the last prediction. There's another prediction I want to make, but Chelsea 4, Norwich 1. I think Pookie may get something on us, but Chelsea 4, Norwich 1. Yeah, can we get to the next prediction?
Brighton welcoming Manchester City.
Sorry?
Not
Man
that
City
one.
away to
But
we need drum rolls for that prediction.
I'm going for a draw. Man City against Brighton. I'm going for a draw, 0-0. So.
Rita?
No, I'm waiting for Man City win 1-0.
1-0. Okay. Interesting. 1-0. And then the round starts with the Titanic fixture on Friday at the Emirates with Aston Villa. Being welcome to the Emirates. And for that one, I will give it resounding, not resounding, but 2-1 to the Arsenal. Let me start with the predictions there, since that's my team. But Rita, what do you expect?
Matthew, Aston Villa is not a joke, eh?
When they choose to be, they are not a joke.
They are not a joke at all. So Oh, it's Emirates, so you may get lucky. 1-0 to Aston Villa.
My goodness. You're right. You're rubbing wound in the center after the draw.
And
We may get lucky with a loss.
they could
Probisha,
Honestly speaking, I didn't see Arsenal winning any of its next 5 fixtures, and of which you haven't
you have the
won two
benefit of
now,
hindsight.
3 to go. And Aston Villa is one of them, so I don't expect you to survive either on Friday.
Give us
You
a
have
prediction.
survived too much. You survived against Brighton. You have survived against Crystal Palace. Surely this time it must give way. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1 to Aston Villa.
You
Mm?
want to Aston Villa.
2-1 to Aston.
I, like that.
Mm.
I mean, thank you for that, Frob. We'll have to leave it at that. And I like that you're, calling out a tough game. But we all know your fantasy team has about 4 Arsenal players, and we really appreciate you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to leave it at that for now. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to subscribe, like, and share. Play back to catch the action if you've just joined and you missed out most of it. Rita, thank you for joining us today, the Liverpool fan and first lady to join our channel. We're excited to have you.
I'm happy to be here, and I hope to be back next weekend when Frobisher is.
When you've lost, we'll see what happens. And Frobisha, thanks for joining. Thanks for coming over. And you too, we have to leave it at that. Have a great week and do take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.